welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Skeledirge with the new move Torch Song in the Open Ultra League. This Pokemon is going to be now way better, allowing it to boost itself up, which is going to be very cool here. And we're going to have some interesting gameplay. But first things first, this is not a team where I went like 12-3 or 13-2 like the last few videos. But mainly, funnily enough, because of Niantic and not because of this team. What I have to say here towards the gameplay, I have no idea why, but it was not only yesterday evening, but I also said this morning. The gameplay is kind of way worse than compared to the Great League. I have no idea why it's so laggy. I have no idea what is happening, but I lost 3 games, I think, due to lag and me losing CMP tie in matchups where I shouldn't be losing a CMP tie. So that's always like a little bit awkward. I don't really want to go on here and ranting about the game the entire time. This doesn't help anyone, to be fair. But it's still, I kind of want to explain that I actually think that this team is actually amazing. I think this team would work out really, really well. I do feel like I just got a little bit on the unlucky end with this team while playing it because on how the game was acting in the game state itself. We're going to see some examples for this today as well here. Like, it's not that I'm just not going to have any examples for this and be just like rambling about there. But I have to say I had a lot of really bad leads though as well. Like, I think my first like 7 battles I had 5 fairy type leads, which doesn't help either. So I just feel like I was a little bit unlucky with the team, but the team itself I think is actually amazing. So let's kind of more move on into this team here. We're going to have, of course, an ABB style line. We're going to have a team that is going to rely on the fire type Pokemon here that are going to be able to boost themselves up. We're going to have Flame Charge on the Talonflame. We're going to have Torch Song on our Skeledirge. And we're going to have a lead that definitely doesn't want to face any fighting type Pokemon. We have 2 resistances to fighting in the back. And doesn't really want to face any fairy type Pokemon. We have 2 resistances to fairy type Pokemon in the back. Doesn't want to face any steel type Pokemon. We have both resistance and like super effective hits against steel type Pokemon in the back as well. And also doesn't want to face any ice type Pokemon, which again, fire type Pokemon going to be quite nice against. And so, yeah, you're going to see here basically the pattern. You have a lead that's weak against quite a lot of types, but all of those types are going to be covered by fire type Pokemon, and especially fire and ghost and fire and flying type Pokemon. And this kind of makes this team really, really good in theory. As said before, not everything worked out the way I wanted to work out, mainly because on, again, the game, and was kind of awkward sometimes to time moves and stuff like this because of just in-game frame drops. But yeah, we're gonna see here, for example, in this battle, we're going to have a matchup with a Malamar against us. It's going to be a little bit of an awkward one. I actually know this player as well, one of my fellow Sharks, so yeah, that's going to be an interesting battle here if we can still win this one. But they got a lot of energy here, which was really nicely done by them, because farming down a a dark type Pokemon with a lot of HP with a double resisted Psy Wave is not something that is going to happen all the time, but here it actually worked out really well for them. They have a ton of energy left, and I can have to try to rely on my Talonflame here. Let's see if this is going to work out for us. I'm actually going to swap out after this one because I think that's going to be the best play for me, and this is going to be the best play as it can now use a shield. We have, I think, a Torch Song stored after this one, and they should be kind of energy dry. The swap out, Lapras coming in here, and we're going to be able to win this battle with the Shadow Ball, and yeah, shouts to you. Very well played, good game there, and we can move on to the next one. We start here off, by the way, with my 3rd set that I did play with this team, and also, as a little bit of a bonus, we have 2 battles later on at the end that my girlfriend played actually instead of me, because basically those battles were done, the first 2 sets, in the evening when the league changes, which in my case is actually 9 PM currently, but I was quite tired and was editing the video that you saw yesterday with Mopeko where I went 13-2 at the same time, and like she just finished my set, so I would be able to just store 1 set for the next day, which you can do. By the way, a lot of people don't actually know that, but if you can only do 4 sets basically a day or whatever, if you just enter the next set. So basically, yeah, if you just go into your Battle League sets there and either choose the free version or the one where you have to use a password and you go in 1 time, you don't have to do a battle or anything like this. You can store 1 set for the next day, then you have 6 sets for the next day. You can always only store like 1, so like 6 is the maximum of sets that you can have a day. But yeah, that is basically it for that one. That was something that I utilized a lot of times. But yeah, I actually only wanted to do like 2 sets for this team, but because of the amount of lag and because the gameplay was not really there yesterday, I decided to do an extra set today, this morning, and I think I went 4-1 in this extra set or something. Like, it was way, way better than before. No, I think actually I went 3-1-1. I went for 1 draw, I think, somewhere. So yeah, it definitely worked way better than it did yesterday, and it was definitely better in terms of gameplay, but also a lot of times here still I wasn't able to win. For example, this game actually I'm going to lose here because the opponent got a charge move through that they shouldn't have got through, which I couldn't commentate actually because I was talking about on how to store a set. But they went for I think three turn moves against 2 fast moves of my Talonflame. They got the charge move through, which is an inconsistency, and I would have won this battle if that inconsistency would have worked in my favor, which is the case at 90% of the time. So yeah, like that is also annoying. Like it's still not working out perfectly either, but like the last battle, if you watch back, there was one time where the opponent got a move through that they should have not got through, and like a charge move, and if I had the shield in the back, I would have been easily able to win the battle, which did not happen. So again, like it is just kind of annoying. Like this was one of them. There are going to be some more examples later on as well. There was one battle that I just didn't put in here where the game just stopped working at all, where in the middle of it it just froze. So it doesn't really work out either. So yeah, I don't know. Like, let me know down below. I would really like to see that just in general as like feedback. How is the game currently functioning for you? I saw, like, I posted recently on Twitter saying that I really enjoy the season so far, which I do, for sure. And a lot of people said below it, oh, they have like a lot of lag issues. Like last week, you didn't hear me talk about it a single time because for me the game was working flawlessly. But like today it was really, really bad, and like yesterday evening was really, really bad. So let me know down below, how is the game currently working for you guys? I would be really interested in this one just to see like a general feedback. Do you have like lag issues or not? For me so far, generally I don't. But apparently in Ultra League, only in Ultra League, like in the Mopeko video as well, it worked kind of fine. The Ultra League seems to be really, really difficult for whatever reason, which doesn't make sense because Go Battle League should be treated as one thing. But yeah, so far, like all my Ultra League battles have been a little bit of a dicey one. Anyway, we're going to have to make a tough decision here, and my decision is to let the move go through here, even though it's super effective, because I still have a Pokemon in the back that can one-shot us. And so we're gonna let the next move go through as well, which is going to be double resisted, and so we can still take it. And then gonna swap out and catch the move here with the, Drapion, which can still go for the Awkward Tail. I can swap out of here. I have still this Torch Song stored, and with that, we can guarantee the victory, and they decide to forfeit. Okay, let's really commentate our things. So, we're going to have a pretty bad lead here for us. We're going to have the Primeape coming in. Primeape, having access to Rage Twist, is going to do around like 40% with the first one, but the second one is going to knock us out because they would have the buff on this Pokemon. But also, they're going to swap out here into the Feraligatr, allowing us to go for a big Shadow Ball. But looking at the damage that we did here, we sadly see that we are not going to be able to realign ourselves, no matter what we really going to do here. And so, I decided to let the move go through, take that hit, and go into my Guzzlord to overfarm by a little bit here and get a little bit of an energy advantage here towards the next matchup. I'm well aware that this is going to be the Ice Beam, but I'm still going to take it because I think that Talonflame is my best way of winning this battle. And so I'm going to decide to swap out straight away into the Talonflame against the Primeape. Again, the first move never really does that much damage, and so I'm gonna take that Rage Fist from the opponent, which is coming through right now, and I can boost my own attack with the Flame Charge, which is going to allow us to do more Incinerate damage now for the remainder of the match here. I'm going to be able to use a shield here. And I think they're going to outspeed me, but the next Incinerate would be enough to knock them out. They reveal that they're going to have a Gaston in the back. I can go for one Fly. The Fly is going to connect, the Fly is going to fly high, and we're going to be able to go for the Brittle Swing on, I think, a CMP tie here, which is going to be great, because now this is going to allow us to get the shield. They decide to go for their own charge move, but we still have to be a bit mindful. If we're going to be able to win the battle here, we have to still take a Rage Fist later on, or a Body Slam. And that is the thing here. They're going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam. Everything is totally fine here, by the way, on how things happen. I decide to let the move go through, and I decide to go for the Fly here, expecting that a Rage Fist does more damage. They definitely would get to a Rage Fist. Can we knock them out here in time? They survive one Incinerate, and with this is going to be a draw. That's fair and square, and we can move on to the next opponent. Okay, now we're gonna maybe have a little bit more of messy matchups. We see on how it's gonna go. We're going to have the Moltres here against an Elite. That's going to be very neutral for us, at least. Yeah, I've mainly stuff out for my second set and my third set here, by the way. Again, I felt like I got a lot of hard votes, especially in the first set that I did, and like that doesn't really show you that much about the team either. Like, I don't know. We're gonna see here the Brutal Swing coming through against the opponent's Gastrodon. It's a shiny Gastrodon, I think, and I think it is the nearly perfect IV. I think it's like 94 would be the best kind of version of it. Maybe it's a shiny and it has good IVs. I don't know, but Gastrodon and Pokemon that definitely want to build for the Open Ultra League as well. This Pokemon seems quite ridiculously overpowered. But I can go for a Fly now, and Fly is going to pressure them quite a bit. Fly is going to allow us to get them kind of low, but not low enough that we can knock them out yet. One more Incinerate will seal the deal though, and I can definitely still take another hit, and with this we're going to end up with some energy. We're going to have the Moltres coming in. They can farm me down if they want to, but I'm going to still have yeah, some Sword Dance in the back here, which is going to be fine. We're going to have the Gustlord coming in, and I was thinking, should I just shield or should I let the move go through? I'm most likely sure just let the move go through. It's going to be the Brave Bird though, and they're going to have in the back a Fairy type Pokemon. So yeah, if I actually let the move go through, I think I would have been in a little bit of a better spot. But then again, maybe not actually. Maybe not. I actually take it back. I think this is the better play to go for. We're going to be able to go for the Torch Song. Torch Song, by the way, is definitely helping out quite a bit for the Skeledirge. Makes it feel a little bit more closer to the top meta because of the attack boost. Of course, the attack boost plus Incinerate is just quite nice. And Torch Song itself, as you can see as well, is a very strong move, especially after one buff. So, like, this Pokemon is definitely top tier. It's definitely worth getting. We see the Moonblast coming in, and we can go for another fast move here, but they should not be able to go for another charge move themselves. And with this, we can go for the Brutal Swing against the Clefable. They're low enough, and this is going to knock them out. And so, we can move on to the next battle. This actually worked out at least here. Next battle. This is going to be my final battle on this, on my battles. After which I have 2 battles that my girlfriend did, which I, by the way, didn't look at yet. I have no idea what was happening. I heard some stuff behind me, of course, and there's apparently things that definitely didn't go right. So I'm going to be kind of interested on what didn't go right there. Well, let's see. You're going to have here the Credilli going for a Rock Tomb. That is going to be fine. We're going to be able to go for a Torch Song. All okay. We're going to get the shield. We see a little bit of like clunkiness in the gameplay, even with a speed up here, which is kind of funny. This Rock Tomb next one is going to be fine as well. We can go for another charge move. All good. Okay, so far everything is kind of okay here. So we have the Torch Song coming in. We're going to get the realignment, which is really important because they have the Fairy type there still, of course, with the Weezing. And we can have now the Fairy type against our Fire type Pokemon. Everything works out perfectly, right? We have a little bit of lag here. I think that the opponent gets... I think it's actually fine. I think they got the amount in that they're supposed to get in. I think they got 7 in here, which is totally okay. I will take that. They got the 8th in here as well. I think based on the fast moves I saw, everything was totally okay here. So yeah, we're gonna use a shield here because Sludge definitely does quite a lot of damage. And I should be able to now kind of keep my Pokemon alive. They are gonna swap out into the fortress. Well played. They went into the fortress here. Well played by the opponent. I can now get a lot of farm though and get up to another fly. We win CMP tie guaranteed against Weezing. We have 8 more attack than Weezing. So yeah, we're definitely going to be able to win this. There's no way that the Weezing going to be able to win this here at all. Like there's no way. Like even a 15-15-15 or whatever shouldn't be able to win the CMP tie. Sludge is coming through. All okay. We see some clunkiness in the gameplay already, just now how the game kind of reacts. We have the Brutal Swing coming in, and they're definitely in range of course for a fly here. I go for the fly, and I lose CMP tie. Because the charge move buttons didn't appear in time, I lost 1 turn by just putting in my Pokemon and lost the game because of this. Lovely. And now I'm curious, because I have no idea what is happening here. This is gameplay that my girlfriend did. She did actually 3 battles, but one of them was the one where the game just froze in the middle of it. So I'm not going to take a look at this one. We have Fortress here. She went into the wrong Pokemon because for her the top one is the Say Stop, and she didn't know that Rock Tomb exists on Fortress. So yeah. That did not work out that well, I would say. Oh, bless her. But yeah, we see now the farm down with the Skeledirge, which you're not going to be able to do. You're going to have to use a shield here. If she would have used, of course, a shield against the Talonflame, like with a Talonflame, she would have just been able to farm them down. It would have been a way better spot because also Melamon is going to be something where the Talonflame would be way better against. Like here you have the foul play. Oh, she swaps out, I guess, trying to clear the debuff. And actually respect it. I think that was a great play here. Predicting it's being a double steel backline, which does make a lot of sense with Melamon as well. Going to give most likely your Skeledirge quite a lot of play at the end. You definitely would have won this, by the way, if you used the shield against the Rock Tomb, for sure, because they have actually a really good matchup here, generally speaking, of 2 Steel-type Pokemon against 2 Fire-type Pokemon. But let's see if she's still gonna win this. We're going to have here Breaking Type coming through. Quite interesting. Oh, I don't agree with her shield. I know that you want to get the damage out here, but I think the shield would have been better invested in your Skeledirge. Skeledirge definitely would have done a little bit more with it. And as you'll see here, if you would have had the shield still, you would have been able to shield this move up, knock them out with a charge move, and you would definitely have been able to at least have a better chance of opening the battle. Because the opponent still has 2 shields, I'm not too sure if you actually would have won the battle, but it would have been way closer. Again, I think it would have been better, of course, if you know that Rock Tomb is a thing on Fortress. But also, just generally speaking, they're using the shield onto the Skeledirge would have been a bit better in this scenario. Here, it's a bit of an awkward lead, and she swaps out into the Skeledirge. I actually, wouldn't do that either. The thing is here, while usually Skeledirge is the safe swap, you always kind of want to go into the Pokemon, like most of the time at least, the Pokemon that is worse against the lead. So I would have went most likely into Talonflame here, because the opponent very likely is going to have Thunder Fang Steelix. Thunder Fang is super effective against the flying typing of Talonflame. But still, we're going to see here some interesting gameplay. We see the Torch Song coming through, and she swaps out into the Gusto, trying to catch the move, getting some nice energy in here. This is going to be, again, we saw some lag there as well. We're going to see the Excellor coming in, and we have now the Steelix with the Thunder Fang again. That's why I mean, like, basically, Thunder Fang Steelix is going to be a bit more better, like it's better for you to have your Skeledirge against it, because Skeledirge is taking neutral damage while Talonflame takes super effective damage. And the difference between Talonflame and Skeledirge as a say-swap is not that big. But again, it was the first time for her to actually play the team as well. She didn't actually even know what was really happening. She just wanted to help me out a bit. So thanks so much to her as well. Again, also link is down below in the video description to her channel. We do like content there together. The opponent catches this move on the Golisopod, which actually could work out quite well for you. Oh, they're going to have a Drift Bloom in the back. I think you could risk it going to the Guzzlord. I think you had a little bit of energy on the Guzzlord. That would have maybe worked out better for you. But Fly actually does more damage here. Fly would have done more damage, and that could have worked out better. Yeah, look, you have Brutal Swing there. If you would have went into the Guzzlord straight away, went for the Brutal Swing, and then swapped out afterwards, I think it would have worked out way better in your favor, because Brutal Swing would have done enough damage to put the opponent at a position where the Incinerate down should be enough. Here like this, they're going to be able to knock you out. But still, thanks so much for doing those battles. A lot to learn there as well for us. And yeah, thanks so much to my girlfriend. Link down below in the description. Would really love if you could check her out. And that's going to be it for this one. See you then. Bye-bye.